Many people will know of cryotherapy as a specific form of muscle therapy, but now an innovative Dubai-based company are adapting this treatment for horses. Revive are a company pioneering cryotherapy and have recently come up with a new product that has launched at Sabile stables. Luka Jurkovic is the general manager of Revive. He tells us how the idea to work with horses came about and how the business is developing. Welcome to Dubai Works, a business podcast about the innovators, the products, the services, and trending topics. Loving Dubai's take on the business stories that matter. My name is Richard Fitzgerald. I'm the founder of Augustus Media, publishers of Lovin Dubai, Lovin Saudi, and Smashy TV. Each week, we'll be interviewing the dynamic business leaders of Dubai. Good morning, Luka.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining Dubai Works.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
So tell us, what is equestrian cryotherapy?
So basically, cryotherapy, not a lot of people knows it, but the cryotherapy is exposing the body to extreme cold temperatures, and it's been known for years. I mean, it's not something new, but back in the day we used, ice packs and all sort of things, to reduce swellings, and this type of injuries. Nowadays we use cryotherapy cabins, which are a little bit more sophisticated.
I'm interested to know, how did you get into this, Luka? Where are you from and what's your background, and how did you get into this business?
Yeah, so I come from Slovenia. I was a go-kart racing driver before, and I was car racing engineer before. In the last 3 years, I'm a general manager of a company called Revive Cryotherapy. How we came about cryotherapy is because me and my boss, we were both using a cryotherapy for our recovery, after training, after injury, and then we figured why we don't scale it up to a horse racing as well. And that's basically how we come up with the idea, and then we partner up with Sabile Racing Stable, Metasatic, and then we partner up also with the Scandinavian company who produces the cabin for us. We did a little bit of R&D, and then now we're here.
Amazing. So when we see, sports people, recovering, whether it's rugby players or football players jumping into an ice bath, or whether you have an ice pack or different sorts of sprays, that's all related to freezing can help muscle recovery in theory.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, that's even the cryotherapy, the idea or the principles are the same. But what we do, we basically bring down the skin temperature to a lot lower temperatures that you can achieve only with ice packs and with a short period of time.
So cryotherapy, people will have seen these in facilities in gyms for humans where they get into an ice container or a cabin.
Exactly.
And their head is exposed, but then how does that work?
Exactly. So basically what we do, we use liquid nitrogen, we mix it with air, and then we push it onto or in the space where the horse or the human is standing. So that basically brings the temperature of the skin to the about 5 degrees Celsius.
Is that dangerous on the skin?
No, it's not, because the exposure is very short, and what actually happens is that because we use a dry cold, which is like liquid nitrogen is a dry source of cold, we can bring the temperature down to minus 140 degrees Celsius. And because the exposure is so little, we don't overdo it. So we don't cool down the skin, or we don't freeze.
So it's
the
very
tissue.
controlled.
Exactly, it's controlled, yeah.
And your company is called Revive, which specializes in this particular type of cryotherapy.
Yes.
As we mentioned, for equestrian, for
Exactly.
horses.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that new, or how did you come up with that idea?
So basically, we are you can say that we are pioneers in whole body cryotherapy for horses, because that has never been done. What we did, we had an idea, because a lot of professional athletes we're using cryotherapy to recover after a hard training session, and as we know, mammals such as horses and humans, we behave exactly the same when it comes to cold, and that's why we partner up with the development company in Scandinavia, and we developed a system which is big enough to fit a big horse.
A physical system like a cabin.
Exactly, as a cabin, so we can put a complete horse which weighs, sometimes up to 500 kg. So the cabin is developed specifically for horses. It cannot be the same as we are using it for humans.
Sometimes we see these kind of physical standing, almost like porta cabin lose sort of shape for humans, and then other times we see rooms in gyms where football players go into.
Yes.
What does this look like? Is it like a horse cabin on the back of a trailer? How big is it?
So basically the cabin is made for one horse, so it's individual session. Has two openings, one in the back, one in the front. So we open the back door, we let the horse in, close the doors. The cabin is open on top, so the horse doesn't feel like he's trapped in some sort of a room, and the cabin basically looks a lot similar than, for example, race gates, as the horses are very aware of and they know how to behave. You know? But basically,
so when you open the door, they sprint out.
Not so, but
exactly.
Nearly. Some of them actually they have the same feeling, but we train them, we school them in a way so they know what to expect and how to behave when they are inside, when they are approaching the cabin, when they go out. So basically it's quite a lot of schooling around the cryotherapy as well.
Obviously this is a different way of recovering muscles, so it's not as if you're experimenting too crazy, as in you didn't need to have dummies or trial. There's a huge risk in doing what you're doing, but was there an initial period to see would this work, and if so, how did you do that? Did you work with different stables in Dubai, and which type of how did you do the testing phase?
So basically at the start we didn't know how the horses will react, because they are animals at the end of the day, and you never know how they will react to that kind of temperatures. But we still went ahead of, and then like I said, we partnered up with the Scandinavian company which made us the cabin. We ship it here at Zabil Racing Stable, where we did the trial for last year, and then straight away we noticed that the horses, they react very nice. They don't see it as a threat, they don't see it as a problem. And after a few sessions you can see that the horses are completely okay with it, and you can see how much quicker they recover after the session.
How do you test that? Do you look at the recovery? Do you look at the training? Is it all?
Exactly. So nowadays a lot of horses, a lot of good horses here, they have cryotherapy as a part of a normal routine, a daily routine. And how we do it, we have a few trainers which they're working with us, and jockeys and riders, and we can see their feedback in terms of how they see the horse, because they know how the horse reacts.
Are we talking about the race horses that we would see at Maidan, or is this more endurance, or is it show jumping?
Exactly. So what we did, we put a first cabin at the Zabil Racing Stable with Mr. Satish Simar, and he was actually the first one who gave us a positive feedback on the cabin. Zabil Racing Stable runs thoroughbreds horses, so flat racing. We also did a lot of blood tests within Zabil, and we've seen results that they are very promising and very positive. Amazing.
Before we talk about the investment and the kind of future business plans, what sort of regulation is needed here? This is something new. Do you need to go through governing bodies and things like that?
So basically, because the cryotherapy is non-invasive, we don't need to go to any health authority.
Interesting.
And even our cabin is one of a kind, because a system put in place that everything is automated. So basically, you operate the cabin through a flat screen TV, and then you basically everything is automated. So you can't. So anybody in the stable who is of course trained by Revive can operate and can sufficiently do the cryotherapy.
And your role as general manager of Revive, what's the business model around this? Are you involved after the cabin is purchased, or is it leased?
So basically, as many other startup businesses, my role is always trying to, it's basically multitasking, and we have to be flexible on that. But our business is at the moment to sell the equipment, and then later on we operate in terms of maintenance. We train the staff at the stables, and then we take care of all the setup, all the refillings, nitrogen refillings, which is necessary to safely operate the cabin. And basically, I'm also involved in sales, of course, because this is a Dubai startup. So I have to be flexible on that.
Yeah, and so, building this and doing a plan around it and working with a company in Scandinavia, was there significant investment? And how did you go about raising funds?
So basically, we are pretty well positioned as a company because that is not our first startup. It is our first startup in this type of business. Therefore, we had some funds because you need to have them to do the R&D. But we did all the R&D, like I said, we did at Zabil, and everything was funded by Revive at the initial stage. And basically, that's we're very fortunate that we have funds to support that development.
What else do Revive do?
So basically, Revive does all the treatments, all the cryotherapy all around cryotherapy.
Okay.
So basically, we do cryotherapy for humans, we do cryotherapy for animals.
So this is a new product.
Exactly, it's a completely new product. We also have a product which is going to be launched in a few weeks. It's going to be cryotherapy for dogs, for pets.
Wow.
Which is that's something completely new. And has never been done before, and we're very proud that we can do that.
Amazing.
Within Dubai landscape.
Yeah, that's really innovative. And how come it's happening in Dubai? We don't hear of this in other markets. Is it something to do with, why have you decided to do it in Dubai?
So basically, we started in Dubai just because Dubai, probably not a lot of people know, but Dubai has a lot of clients, or a lot of Dubai companies owns or operates world-class facilities around the globe, which they are breeding facilities as well, boarding facilities, and that's why we figured that that's a good starting point, Dubai, and we also know that Dubai has a good climate in terms of business startups. So that's why we decided. And on the other hand, also we had a good partner with the Zabil Racing Stable, so we could have good horses, good racing horses, doing trials on.
Yeah, because to go from having a product demo last year and then already testing, it seems like a very smooth and swift start to this business. That all the right factors seem to have come into play in Dubai.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not. We've been very fortunate that we are based in Dubai. That because Dubai has a really good climate in terms of business setup, and it's very easy, to do a startup here. And
there's a huge appetite also for horse racing, and for this equestrian. Goes a long way in Dubai in many different aspects.
Exactly.
We talked offline beforehand about camel racing, because you do the thoroughbreds and the race horses, but also the endurance horses as well. Is that something that you could explore for camels?
Yeah, so basically that's also one of the our business ideas for future. It is planned, it is it's going to happen, but at the moment we will focus on horses because we see a huge potential here within Dubai and even worldwide, because like I said, a lot of companies in Dubai, they own a good facilities around the globe when it comes to horse racing or show jumping or endurance and all those sort of stuff.
And it's such a competitive space and around the world, whether the racing is in the US or in Australia, a lot happens in the UK and Ireland as well. And many stables have different sorts of racehorses in the UK and Ireland. What sort of protection do you have on this product? What's stopping a trainer in the UK from approaching the Scandinavian company and building their own cabin?
So basically, at the moment, we are in a good position because we are the one that we have developed the equipment. We know how it works. We know how to train the staff. We know how to train the horses. We know how to school them. So in this position, in this sense, we are in a good position. But of course, at the moment, we're gonna focus on GCC countries, and then we're gonna slowly move into UK because, like you mentioned as well, there's a lot of history or a lot of stables that they are in UK or USA. But at the moment, like I said, at the moment we're going to focus on Dubai and UAE. Yeah.
And the prestige around winning the endurance races or the flat racing in Dubai World Cup and the purses are really large. Like the prestige and the revenue associated with them are quite large. And we recently heard that there's going to be a huge big horse racing event in Saudi Arabia as well. When performance is so crucial in that respect, what do you project the demand to be? Do you think every horse in the circuit will be using your products?
So yeah, exactly. Like you mentioned, we are in an excellent position here in Dubai, and because of the what it started before, the horse breeding or the horse racing as a passion, nowadays it becomes a big business, and you have race winnings goes into millions of dollars, and with our equipment, because you can train harder, you can recover quicker, and you can train more frequently, you increase the performance of the fitness level of the horse. So that's why we see a huge demand, and a lot of people, even people that they don't know at the moment, they are through different links, they are contacting us just to see how they can go about this type of equipment, because nowadays not a lot of stables they are doing anything on recovery of the horses, so this is really something that can help boost the horse racing and the horse performance, and increase that winning percentage.
Amazing. Yeah, it's related to the performance. So basically, Revive is also something that anyone training, whether it's motorsport, whether it's endurance training or rugby or football in Dubai, they can also avail of Revive's products and services. Amazing. And then you've obviously kind of expanded into this space. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us this morning. It's fascinating to see a new innovation, and we'll follow the story closely.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.